Okay, guys, I got my 71 C10 truck back from getting the front end lined on it. It runs straight and true now down the road, and I'm real happy with it. Boy, this thing, I don't know why, but ever since I've had this truck, it's probably one of the best driving and riding trucks that I've been in a while, to be an old truck especially. But I was going to talk to you real quick about the things that I have bought new for this truck, and the rest of it is used. Okay, I'm going to, just standing here, I'm going to tell you what I've got done. I've got new exhaust put on it, dual exhaust, even though it's a 6-cylinder. But the muffler on it is used. It come off of a used Chevy van over at Tim Dixon's at Gas Axe Chop Shop. He's one I always get to do my exhaust work for. The wheels are used, but the tires are new. I had to get new tires. I got these wheels from a really good buddy of mine, and but the tires were wore out. So I really wasn't expecting to have to buy new tires, but I'm glad I did now because I like the way the stance is. The other thing I bought new, besides the exhaust pipes and the tires, is the front end suspension. Ordered a kit, or Tim did for me, Tim Dixon at Gas Axe Chop Shop in 10 Mile, Tennessee. He installed all that and lowered the rear. And the brakes were wore out on this old truck. And had to get all new brakes, master cylinder, and all that. Let's see now, what else? Oh, I had to get a new gas tank for it. This thing had sit out in the woods for so long, and they had to cut trees down to get it out. That's how long it had been sitting in the woods. The gas tank in it originally was bad. So I wound up getting a new gas tank. Wasn't counting on that either, but that's the way it goes sometimes when you mess with an old truck or an old car. Let's see. Let's see what else. I know I've got. Oh, had to get a new shifter and linkage because of this thing was born with a 3-speed on the column. It's a 6-cylinder, 3-speed on the column. But these old trucks are notorious for messing up on the linkage and stuff. So I guess somebody stuck it in the floor. Somebody besides me. I wish it's still up on the column. But anyway, I had to get a new linkage and shifter for it because it was sketchy at best. And it got to where it was hanging up in gear and wouldn't come out. So I got that. The stereo was used in it. This seat's out of a 3rd-row Suburban. And speaking of new, there's a whole lot of new metal in this truck. This Tim just about rebuilt this whole driver's side door, underneath and everything. This thing is just really, it's really had a heck of a life. I'll just kind of show you underneath it. But he's rebuilt the whole door. I didn't have another door, so I was forced, because of lack of not having another door, to use this one. He put new rockers and cab corners, and a lot of the floor that's in it. Had to redo it because it was rust through. Hold your ears. And I've covered all this weld stuff. I told him don't fix that. I like that look. I even clear coated and penetroled the metal, bare metal. I just like that look. Anyway, what else is new on this thing? Oh, I was going to show you one thing that's not new, but I thought it might be good to know. This radiator, when I got this truck from my buddy Brian, the radiator was shot, and so he put an 89 Camaro V8 radiator in it, and it does just fine. So I thought, if you're on a budget like I am, wondering how you're going to get this or get that, why, remember this 89 Camaro V8. If you have a 67 through 71 Chevy truck, of course this is a 6-cylinder. I'm telling you, it does just great. Fits in there good, so that might be kind of good to know. Of course, new master cylinder. My buddy Waylon come up with a heater box for me with the blower and stuff, because the one in it was shot. It was in bad shape. Had to get a new battery. I'm talking about new things. New battery, master cylinder. I'm sorry, I get off track sometimes. And I had a YouTube subscriber, hold your ears again, had a YouTube subscriber, which I watch my videos to see how many times I mess up, which is quite often, but I noticed this driver's side headlight was a little black or gray in there as opposed to my passenger side. So I've got new headlights in the seat. The other thing I got is new turn signal lens for it. I'm naming off all the stuff new, remember. And the biggest bang for the buck, I think, was the tail light lens and reverse light lens. They just really made this truck pop as far as bringing out the seafoam green. This truck, in case you just stumbled across one of my videos, this truck used to be house paint brown. This is it. I scuffed it up, made it look like... Anyway, I done a patina look on this truck myself. I rattle canned the whole thing, painted the top white, and rattle canned the seafoam green. And I had a YouTube subscriber, a real good friend of mine, suggested I was going to go with baby blue, but I went with this seafoam green because that's the closest thing I could come up with. The door panels are originally green. And I'm going to show you once again, if I can open this door. This is probably the lowest option truck I think I've ever seen. Painted rear bumper, green vinyl trim, heavy duty spring, and the whole truck was white. But normally, you know, they have all these options lined up through here, but this is, in my opinion, is probably the lowest option truck I've ever seen. So, anyway, that's all the things that, as far as I know, that are new. The rest of it is used. Used bumpers and stuff like that I've come up with. And I guess my point is to make this video pretty short. If you have an old truck or an old car, if you just visit salvage yard, junkyards, Craigslist, and tell your friends that, hey, I bought an old truck or an old car, and tell them what you got and what you're looking for. Word of mouth goes a long way. I've had one friend tell me about, I had to buy a package deal. I wound up getting the bumpers and a whole bunch of stuff. The guy just I was wanting this sport bumper is what I called it. This thing was born with that big old step bumper thing, and wound up having to buy a whole package deal in order to get this bumper. So I got it and some more things that I needed. But anyway, I guess my point is if you want to have an old truck or an old car, I still get thumbs up whenever I drive this thing, and it don't have to be real pretty. I mean, just something old that somebody doesn't see every day. I'm the same way. If I see something going down the road or parked, I'll break my neck to look at it just because you don't see it every day. And, my point is there's not a whole lot of new stuff on this truck, other than mechanical things and things that needs to be in good shape at all times, like brakes. And of course, you like to have good exhaust and new tires and, stuff like that are pretty important so you don't have a breakdown or have an accident. The rest of the truck is used, and, I'm pretty happy with it. My wife likes it, and I like it. And as I said, driving it, my wife followed me down to get the front end alignment done on it, or I could just leave it down there till they got done with it. And my wife she said, "Did you see those people pointing at it and all this stuff?" And I said, "No, I didn't. I was too busy driving." And so I pretty much keep my eyes on the road. So, but anyway, you can have an old truck like this and get thumbs up and everything. My wife when my wife gets enthused over something, that's really something. So I'm real happy I got it, and I want to give a big old shout out to all the people that have helped me to get the truck where it's at now. Tim Dixon and BT and Corey and my buddy Waylon, and of course Brian Waller, that found the truck and got it running for me and put the fenders in the hood. It was wrecked out in the woods, and he put the fender in the hood and the grill and the bumpers and just got it running where, I drove it and, it runs great. So I just want to, and of course, my wife. My wife is a very understanding person and goes along with some of my kooky ideas sometimes. But I'm just really blessed, and I just wanted to tell all of y'all thank you for keeping up with my videos. And if you'd like to subscribe, I've got 5 old trucks and a '62 Impala 2-door hardtop. I kind of jump around, but I guess here lately I've been on this one. But if you'd like to subscribe and leave a comment, I sure would be grateful. I thank you for all those that's kept up with me. Hope y'all's having a good day. I am. And I guess I'll catch you next video. Oh, and check me out on Instagram. Primered is best. All one word. See you later.